My name is Santa Ono, and I am privileged to serve as the President and Vice Chancellor of the University of British Columbia. Please join us in the singing of our national anthem, led by our University Marshal, Nancy Hermiston, Director of the Opera and Voice Program at the UBC School of Music. Students, please remove your caps. Thank you, Professor Hermiston. We pause for a moment to give thanks, spiritual and temporal, for the manifold blessings that we share in this wonderful world, this great nation, this blessed and beautiful province, this splendid university. And we respectfully acknowledge the Cecile Okanagan Nation and their peoples, in whose territory we stand and are gathered upon today. We give thanks to these proud students, their families and friends on this most joyous of occasions. Now, before we move on with this ceremony, with all of you standing, and this being the last ceremony of 34, I hope that you will humor me and let's have some fun. Are you ready to have some fun? All right. This is what we're going to do. You see, there's a group of people on that side. You see, raise your hand so I know that you hear me. Okay, you, and there's a little group of people on that side. Raise your hand so you know I'm talking about you. And the people behind me, raise your hand so we know we're talking about you. Okay, you're group number one. All right, just remember, group number one, group number two. You guys, raise your hands. Group number two, group number three, group number four, up there, back there, just the back. Okay, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Group number one is going to say the letter U. Group number two is going to say the letter B. Group number three, C. And group number four, O. But you're going to do it with gusto, right? We're going to have fun. This is the last graduation ceremony, and it's going to be deafeningly loud. And there might be people that have cameras or phones set up. As you put on your hats, you can see. Are you all ready? Everybody ready? Yes? Okay. You remember your letters, right? U, B, C, O. I'm going to clap to the rhythm. U, B, C, O. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. U, B, C, O. You can do better than that. Come on, let's try again. You can do better than that. Volume 3X, okay? 3X. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Very good. Please be seated. Chancellor Gordon, honored guests, members of the Board of Governors and the Okanagan Senate, faculty members, staff, alumni, and most especially you, our graduates, families, and friends, welcome to this graduation ceremony. What an honor it is for all of us to be with you today to celebrate UBC's graduating class of 2018. Let's hear it for them. As you can see, this is a day that we look forward to throughout the entire academic year. And this is one of the best parts of our jobs here on this platform, to celebrate with you, collectively, your achievement as well as the achievement of the entire university. We exist for you. University of British Columbia was created because the students of this province wanted to have a university. And I can tell you that within just 102 years, this university that you're graduating from is universally respected and is among the top 30 institutions in the world according to U.S. News and World Report. Are you proud of that? This day is about you and what you have achieved through hard work, determination, and moments of creative inspiration. You have grown enormously during your time here at this university. You have inspired all of us to come to work, and you have inspired your parents, who are incredibly proud of how far you have come. They have been with you every step of the way, and actually they've been with you even before you took your first step. Let's hear it for your moms especially. Now, graduation time isn't just about fun, but I hope you have a lot of fun today and this evening and tomorrow and the next week and whatever, because you've earned it. But graduation is also a time to imagine your future and the world to come. And when you think about the road ahead, you may gain perspective, we hope, by looking back, not only in this chapter of your life, but also previous chapters of your life that have led up to this moment. And we hope that when you look back to your time at UBC, that you'll do so with fondness. And we hope that when you look forward and look ahead, that UBC will be very much part of your future. You will always be welcome here. And Deborah Buzzard is going to talk to you about how you will be welcome here on specific dates with something very exciting that's going to be initiated here at this campus this year. And we look forward to hearing from you at those events. And wherever you are, we will come to you. We have alumni associations around the world. I travel around the world meeting with 325,000 alumni of this great institution. And we look forward to hearing about your personal and professional achievements from this day forward. And we believe that you will have many more successes. We hope to engage with you as alumni. We hope to hear from you, and we hope that you will engage with future students, to mentor them and to share with them the wisdom that has come from your time here at this institution. As you begin this new stage of your life, this new chapter, be confident of one thing, that each and every one of us on this stage and all of your faculty members are absolutely confident because you have thrived here, that you have succeeded even with challenging curricula, good times and bad. Because you have succeeded, we have absolute confidence that you can and that you will make a difference collectively and individually, because those graduates who have gone before you have done exactly that. On my conversations with alumni from graduates from just last year, I can tell you that those who have preceded you are working in Ottawa, in New York City, they're working in Silicon Valley, they're working in medical centers, in courts, they're involved in education, they're involved in engineering, at the very cutting edge of each of those fields of human endeavor, and you will too, because you possess the knowledge and skills that are conferred by an excellent education. And this group especially, we believe, has the energy and the commitment to forming links and relationships between people and their well-being. We know that you will play an especially important role in the good of humanity moving forward. I want to remind you of the very first president and vice chancellor of UBC. His name was Frank Westbrook. And he was president of a fledgling university with only 40 students at that very first graduating class, that ceremony in 1916. And at that ceremony, much as I'm speaking to you today, he encouraged those graduates to make the world a better place in which to live. And the important thing, which is really at the core of this institution, is he wasn't asking those graduates to make their own lives better, although there's certainly nothing wrong with that. But what he was asking those graduates to do was to really stretch and to think about what they could do with their legacy, with their education, to make the lives of others better, people who might actually be on the other side of planet Earth. And we believe that each and every one of you has that same capacity and that same skill to succeed and to make the world a better place. The other thing we want to leave you with is to say that graduation is never about goodbye. You know, one of the strongest pieces of advice that I want to leave with each and every one of you is don't say goodbye to your classmates. You know, as you advance through life, you can talk to your parents or your grandparents, or maybe your great-grandparents. And one of the things that happens as you advance through life is that you cherish more and more those that were with you as classmates and friends at the same time, at the same place. It means something. It means more than you can ever imagine. Doesn't mean as much as family, usually, but it means an enormous amount. So don't say goodbye to your friends. Stay in touch. And come back to reunions, because it matters how you've been transformed as an individual is because of the time that you spent together with each other. So don't say goodbye. Don't say goodbye to them. Don't say goodbye to your professors. Don't say goodbye to us. We want to continue this relationship with you. The other thing we want to talk about is what we started with when you first arrived at this institution at Create. At that very first set of days that you were on this campus, we talked about the Latin words tuum est. And as you know, there are two different interpretations of what tuum est means. One, which is very literal, is it is yours. And if you think about today and what it signifies and how you've earned that diploma, it's very apropos, the words tuum est today. The diploma is yours. The graduation, the education that diploma signifies, it is yours forever. In fact, it and your integrity are two things that nobody can or should take from you. It is yours. The other thing that comes with your education and your degree are the respect of others. You are graduating not from a fledgling institution, as was the case in 1916. You're graduating from a university that multiple rankings rank as among the very best in the world. And with that, doors open. With that, eventually, or maybe even now, jobs are conferred to you. That is yours forever. UBC is yours forever. But there's a second meaning to tuum est that I want you to really focus on. And it's up to you. You might say it sounds about the same, but that subtle difference is actually very profound. One is inwardly looking. It is yours. It's sort of like an ownership thing. And you're looking at all of that, the diploma, your education, from your internal reference point. And The other one is up to you, is actually prompting you to think about what you want to do with that same education. And if you think about education, there are different kinds of education. There's education that are the facts that you've learned, that you were able to synthesize and to constructively create thinking and thoughts and ideas from that knowledge on your examinations and in your blue books. That's why you're here today. It's an education of the mind. But it's a different kind of education that you received. That's an education of the heart. And one of the ways that you have been transformed, maybe unbeknownst to you, is that you've grown in terms of your heart. And what do I mean by that? Well, if you say somebody has a big heart, it usually means that they're empathetic. It usually means that beyond their IQ, that they have a big EQ. And it's usually something that develops by making mistakes. It's usually something that develops from learning from not only your own mistakes, but the mistakes of others. It usually comes from some pain. When things haven't gone exactly well, when you've gotten your first bad grade, or when a loved one is injured or passes away, then you receive each of those different events. You receive an education of the heart. And we hope that if you have a big heart, and we know that you do, that you're empathetic and sympathetic, and you move away from the definition of tuum that is inwardly looking. It's yours, it's mine, to one where you look at how you can mobilize that. It's up to you to help others. And you might say that that distinction between inwardly looking and outwardly looking is not important, but I argue it's actually everything. If you've gotten that distinction, if you've received an education of the heart, and you have, whether you know it or not, then you've received the most valuable part an education can provide. If you think about, when you answer that question, it's up to you. If you think about how you can use your gifts that you have discovered during your time here, if you can use your gift of the education, of the position that comes with that education, of the respect that others have, if you can use those gifts, which might be the meaning of life, as Pablo Picasso said, and give it away for the benefit not of yourself but for others, then you have truly joined the ranks of educated individuals. I want to tell you something. You know, a lot of people wonder what the aim of an education is. And, you know, if you think about it in sort of a straightforward, reductionist, isolationist way, it's about getting a job and earning a paycheck and paying your mortgage and eventually having a family and taking care of them. All that is incredibly important. And part of that is in terms of moving away from yourself, moving towards your spouse, and moving towards thinking about your kids and your grandkids. And believe it or not, some people never make that distinction. They still think it's about you. It is yours. But the sooner you realize it's not about you, but it's now your time to pay it forward, and it's about how you use your gifts for others. If you answer the question, it's up to you, in that way, it makes all the difference in the world. You know, some people might mistakenly think that the measure of a person is how much knowledge they have. That's not the measure of a person. The measure of a person is how you use that knowledge to benefit humanity. There is no greater gift that you can give. There's nothing that's more satisfying than that. I can tell you, when I was a young person, it took me quite a bit of time to realize that those indicators of success, making a lot of money, having an impressive resume, gathering lots of awards and trophies, those surrogate measures of success, were all misplaced. That's not what life is about. You know, we lost an amazing person this morning, Anthony Bourdain. And I can read to you what someone I've had the privilege of getting to know, an actress in Riverdale on Netflix, Nathalie Bolt, said. She tweeted this morning after hearing about Anthony Bourdain's suicide. She said, "I'm so shocked by the death of Anthony Bourdain. What a strange world we live in, where the happy persona we admire and the shiny success we all strive for is but a mask of a deeply broken, isolated heart." Let that be an education to all of us, that it's not about money, it's not about fame, it's not about being on CNN, it's not about being rich. It's about how you make other people feel, and it's about the quality of the relationships that you have with each other, with your families. It's about what you do with your gifts and give it away. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an honor and privilege to have you as members of this community. You will be members of this community forever. UBC is yours forever. You have shown while you are here that you not only have an education of a mind, but you have an education of a heart. Let your hearts grow large. Let your EQ grow. Let you continue to show empathy and sympathy for others who are less fortunate. Your futures are bright, and the future of humanity and civilization is bright because of you. Congratulations, class of 2018.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Deborah Buzzard. I have the pleasure of serving as the Deputy Vice Chancellor and Principal of this Okanagan campus of the University of British Columbia. And I want to offer my words of congratulations to the class of 2018. Of course, this day signifies your tremendous achievement, hard work, persistence, your ability to take in new, complex information. These are the kinds of habits and skills that you'll take with you wherever you go, whatever your disciplinary degree. But a UBC degree is not just about your tenacity, nor just to qualify you for a job or a profession. More importantly, it is to prepare you to live a thoughtful life, one of perception, insight, and rationality. And these will serve you wherever you go. As I look out at you this year, this graduating class, I am struck by your collective power as a force for positive change in the world. And there is indeed much to be done, and nowhere more so than in the fields that you are graduating into. There are exciting opportunities, new technologies, new learning and understanding, which will guide you through your careers over the next few years. As UBC graduates, we know you have the skills, the character, and the qualifications to take on both the challenges and the opportunities. And what's more, we already know that you are change makers. And I'm going to talk to you about something that you have done here, which is truly remarkable. Remember back in 2014, most of you were here then, the Students' Union organized a referendum and led a campaign which was called More Library. You may recollect, it's been the bane of your existence perhaps, that there's a challenge finding study space. In fact, the library sometimes has lineups to find a place to sit. Your Students' Union organized a referendum, and you voted overwhelmingly in favor of charging yourselves an extra fee, $70 a year, not an insignificant amount, which is to be contributed to a sum which will eventually be $10 million. So you've been paying into that fund now for 4 years, and that $10 million is going to create the beautiful new building, which is going to more than double the space in our library and provide interactive theatre and lecture theatres to accommodate 400 students, as well as wonderful study halls and quiet study space and opportunities for students to work together in study rooms. You were contributors, and you knew that you would never likely have a class in there, you would not be able to study in there, but you paid in. You paid it forward. And that was a wonderful contribution that you have made. Your generosity enabled us to go out and raise the other $25 million needed to create that beautiful building. And it's going to be ready for the students who come here in September. And they will benefit forever from your generosity. So I'd like to say, from all of us here, to you and to your parents who probably paid in too, thank you for paying it forward and making UBC Okanagan a better place in the future. It's a wonderful gift. And echoing the words of the President, you will be alumni when you've walked across this stage, and you will be invited to UBC Okanagan's first ever homecoming in October. And one of the features of that will be that you will be able to visit the library. And the great news is you won't have to study. You can just breeze through, you know, no worries, and then probably go to the wine reception afterwards. So we very much look forward to seeing you all there. And as the President said, stay in touch. I would say that never before has a graduating class gone out into such a rapidly changing world in everything, from the very nature of what work will be, rapidly changing geopolitics, issues in environment and climate, and in your fields that you are working in, simply transformable changes, many of which are brought about by technologies and new understanding brought about by research. Change is everywhere, but we know that you can accommodate that, you will thrive. It is actually your world, and you're going to make it a better one. What is it? Santa talked about great universities. What is it that makes a university great? How do people think of universities and say, that is a great university? One of the largest things that defines what people think about the universities is, in fact, the work of their graduates. You, the alumni of UBC, are what makes UBC. You go out and have the impact for us in the world. And we know that you will be extraordinary in everything that you do. So on behalf of the University of British Columbia's Okanagan campus, I congratulate all of you on being the 2018 graduating class from the Faculty of Health and Social Development. Bravo to all of you. I'm now pleased to call on Amanda Neufeld, member of the graduating class, to make her remarks.
I'm going to try to move this. It's probably better. Thank you, Dr. Buzzard. Mr. Chancellor, honored guests, fellow graduates, mentors, loved ones, siblings, and caregivers. My name is Amanda Neufeld, and I'm a graduate from the School of Social Work, and I'd like to welcome you all here today and express what a privilege it is to speak on behalf of the Faculty of Health and Social Development and our graduating class. Before I begin, I would like to encourage everyone to recognize that we are on the unceded territory of the Syilx Nation, and I'd like to express on behalf of the graduating class what a privilege and honor it has been to learn and grow here. We are a diverse faculty, so the idea of speaking to our shared experience was daunting, to say the least. so I started to think about what ties our schools together. We are a health faculty, and our commitment to professional practice and excellence binds our schools. But it probably doesn't come as a surprise that as a social work student, I couldn't help but focus on empathy and compassion as well. They are a common goal in all of the careers we hope to hold one day. We've dedicated our education to these notions, and now we will go out into the world and dedicate our careers to caring for others and ensuring that others are able to reach their fullest potential and live the most beautiful version of their lives. But now is a time for celebration, to look back on all of our accomplishments and all the good we've already done. We can start to plan later. We have all the time in the world to make a difference and accomplish the goals that brought us to UBC Okanagan and our program in the first place. But for right now, as hard as it might be, I hope we can all be present in this moment. And for the rest of the day, soak it all in, because we have all achieved something remarkable. So try to be present today. But I know, as former students now, many of our minds are already wandering to the future. So if you find your mind wandering on to the next steps, the next goal, and all of the what ifs, try to remember that we chose a field dedicated to the well-being of others. So for right now, it's time to focus on our well-being. I know we all have the capacity to make an incredible difference by leading with empathy and compassion in each interaction. We are all leaders and visionaries as well as caregivers at heart. That's why we're here and why we pursued post-secondary education in this faculty. We've worked so hard, and now is the time to rest. So I want to encourage all of us, myself included, to take the time to turn all of that compassion and empathy inward, so that when we enter the field, we are the very best version of ourselves. On behalf of Alumni UBC, I am honored to welcome you into the alumni family. You now belong to a community of change makers and leaders that is more than 325,000 strong. Graduates like you who are looking to make a positive difference in the world. Visit the alumni welcome tent after our ceremony and see what it means to be a new member of the alumni family. And with that, I want to thank all of the people who supported our journey through post-secondary education and who will continue to support us as we begin our lives as professionals. They remind us to take care of ourselves, and they take care of us when we can't. Words will never be enough to express how much that support means to all of us. And graduates, thank you for your commitment to leading with empathy and compassion as you work towards improving the health and well-being of our communities, both near and far. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. Now, will the candidates for degrees please rise? That's you. Mr. Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting the candidates for degrees who have successfully completed their studies and fulfilled the conditions that the university has set for them. The Okanagan Senate of this university recommends them to you for the degrees that will be announced by a representative of the faculties. As each degree is officially conferred, the Dean of the Faculty, and in the case of graduate students, the Dean of the College of Graduate Studies will congratulate the student. Kwame Boateng and Randall Ferry, members of the alumni community, will welcome each student to the Alumni Association and present them with an alumni handbook. The candidates will please be seated.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Julianne, Cecile, Barry. Dr. Barry described the phenomenon of interleukin-10 resistance whereby anti-inflammatory cytokine function in type 2 diabetes is reduced. She also showed that exercise intensity modulates anti-inflammatory function. This research shows that anti-inflammatory cytokine function is an important immunological aspect of type 2 diabetes and exercise. Dr. Barry. Colin Anthony Wallace. Dr. Wallace examined blood-based biomarkers in athletes before and after head trauma. He found increased concentrations following repetitive low-level impacts. This research indicates that exposure to subconcussive hits sustained throughout an athletic season may result in more axonal trauma than a single concussion. Dr. Wallace. Laura Louise Strike. Dr. Strike investigated the design and use of the Crush and the Crave Quit Smoking app using sociomateriality theory. Through her study, productive and unproductive affordances for assisting young adult smoking cessation were revealed. This research informs improved developmental practices and identifies key mechanisms that support quitting smoking. Dr. Strike. Mr. Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts. Vanessa Mitchell. Mr. Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degree of Master of Science. Courtney Rochelle Chang. Tanya Pullin. Nathan Robert Sletton. Kendra Robin Todd. Pardon? Marie.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degree Master of Science in Nursing. Linnell Erbacher. Azilarasu Hannah Anita. Renee Goche. Priya Hamer. Dennis Jasper. Hi. Monique Karlstrom. Melina Carivan. Christy L. Maltby. Katie McClellan.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degree of Master of Social Work. Sean Robert Erth. Michaela Dawn Calderwood. Christina Marie Shediak. Megan Elizabeth Desimone. Dylan Amorica. Natalia Frizunkevich. Melanie Erin Gotel. Allison Elizabeth Hughes. Harleen Jawar. Catherine James Loth. Andrew Fergus Kerr. Denise Marie LaCoy. Cherise Lowe. Elazar Arthur Cison Marino. Emma Sophia Moore Blackburn. Lindsay Miguel. Eleanor Bailey McKnight. Amanda Nicole Neufeld. Cecilia Oniari. Danielle Perron. Cheryl Maureen Rothman. Rachel Eileen Raymer. Christina Robinson. Zarka Stojanovic. Laura Ann Stickle. Carly Lorraine Wells. Melissa White.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Human Kinetics. Emily Morgan Lissa Adams. Nicholas Adrian Antonik. Karim Bassoum. Karen Benina. Jenna Lee Bracken. Jenna Brett. Melissa Erin Brune. Joel Stephen Burma. Dina Butchart. Caden Cameron. Amy Carson. University of British Columbia Medal in Human Kinetics, Jacob Alexandra Coelho. Sarah Coughlin. Sarah Lee J. Collins. Hannah Coughlin. Rebecca Coulter. Aurora Cox. Sean Robert Dance. Jasmeet Dueck. Michaela Grace England. Alison Euluth. Lauren Ann Findlay. Cameron Friesen. Brandon Gambacourt. Brett Goodman. Isabel Grant Isabella. James Leallen Guy. Sorry. Miranda Hall. Alison Eve Hamilton. Jessica Harbron. Cassandra Deanne Harder. Cody Hartnett. Lexianne Patricia Harris. Elijah Michael Keyes Haynes. Carly Helgeson. Connor Howe. Garrett Jackson. Jesse Joseph. Leanne Rose Kelly. Chloe Rebecca Kennedy. Hillary Irene Kopp. Alyssa Kozel. Kelsey Taylor Kinnock. Victor Wing Young Lai. Daniela Lenton. Avinda Singh Lidar. Nicole Lundy. Alana McCauley. Zuina Haji Makano. Curtis McLaughlin. Shayla McLean. Taylor Miller. Bree Milley. Tina Minas. Brandon Edward Molly. Zora Mushtaq. Jamie Monroe. Helena G. Newdoff. Desmond J. O'Brien. Amy Madison Palmer. Tavi R. Poole. Sinjin Potija. Jared William Poulin. Jessica Prince. Shelby Ann Rabb. Tristan Michael Ramsey. Aaron Blaine Rawlins. Natasha Ruth Remis. Lane Richardson. Savannah Crystal Schellenberg. Amanda E. Seaman. Desta Shaw Naka. Dallas Siemens. Matthew Daniel Sim. Rachel Stone. Colin Stonier. Jessica Thompson. Sophia Gabrielle Thompson. Megan Tucker. Tawny Takash. Susan Camson Trainer. Madison E. Truman. Philip Trong. Nicole Verme. Kylie Ann Watchell. Samuel Weeb. Trevor Adair Yip. Arash Akshashani. Christopher Boyvin. Mariah Cavallo. Caitlin Dales. Anup Daliwal. Jasmine Daliwal. Roxanne Diaz Caballero. Amy Nicole Edwards. Tess Daniel Grantham. Jessica Lee Hitchin. Sam Lapuzniak. Matthew Leake. Kyle Looney. Camille Lozier. Paige Michaela Moody. Madison Lean Neese. You're right. Laurel Turner.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Rebecca Michelle Albo. Melissa Amies. Montana Andriola. Aaron Anker. Michaela Alicia Bailey. Leor Barmore. Kaylee Barton. Alicia Nicole Bassett Smith. Nicole Baudette. Danielle Marie Beggs. Nicolette Christina Aileen Bentley. Dylan Bertucci. Diana Afia Bating. Mr. Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the University of British Columbia Head of the Graduating Class, Michelle Jolene Bobbin. Amanda Ann Breakrutz. Matthew Brown. Michaela Brown. Alicia Brule. Madeline Victoria Chan. Amanda Chase. Jaspreet Sheena. Tamika Kalom. Caitlin Elizabeth Cowley. Sarah Cullum Loving. Victoria Rose Dauncey Elwood. Danielle Douglas. Caitlin Joanne Dewick. Megan Duffield. Amanda Dick. Lauren Dick. Michelle Ashley Epp. Earl Escara. Siobhan Evans. Iris Fan. Carolyn Becky Ferguson. Miranda Finlay. Serena Marie Franco. Shaylin Godala. Camille Sophie LaCroix Galloway. Madison Rose Galloway. Sophie Catherine Garmalevich. Lauren Chantel Gobe. Rudy Goldnick. Alana Goodall. Alana Goodman. Marissa Grenick. Brandy Hagel. Kelsey Hammond. Oh, okay. Amber Catherine Doris Hawkins. Anna Marie Hollingsworth. Somer Hogenrod. Haley Hunter. Jenna Lynn Hunter. Siobhan Jamo. Jadine Jarrett. Ala Jeremiah. Takesha Joyce. Rebecca Keats. Shin Young Varenka Kim. Rochelle Kinvig. Corey Knapp. Krista Koenig. Braden Ronald Kulich. Joanne Koo. Heather Rose Lawrence. Rachel J. Lee. Alexandra Marie Lukey. Sydney Lutsky. Brittany Madsden. Jasmine Isabel Manrique. Sierra Manuel. Tanner March. Shannon Bonnie Markin. Alyssa Marson. Morgan Kathleen McGaw. Kate McKellar. Megan Caitlin McLennan. Artemis McDonough. Ashley McKen. Gabriella Asha Mishalin. Janine Mintz. Daniela Mitchell. Megan Moffat. Carlene Elizabeth Moore. Sierra Marie Morris. Sarah Alice Molds. Manaber Shifara. Shayna Leah Sierra Norton. Sarah Amy Alshikoff. Christina Otson-Sack. Tessa Caroline Oyer. Maya Helene Parr. Logan Elizabeth Patterson. Tegan Penner. Nargi Za Polak. Shelby Lynn Price. Vanessa Rafalski. Kendra Nicole Racine. Caitlin Raimondo. Julia Roth. Stephen Roshensky. Natalie Sagal. Lisa Kelly Shell. Michelle Seymour. Jesslyn Shea Taylor Simpson. Crystal Marie Skelly. Corey Allen Smith. Mallory Nicole Smith. Shelley Somerville. Carly Morgan Sparrow. Haley Nicole Stapleton. Christina Steele. Samantha Steele. Tara Sweeney. Erin Sarah Sweeten. Amy Talbot. Leo Tan. Wendy Tan. Kelsey Tarrant. Carly Jess Thompson. Jennifer Tillack. Quinn Tran. Brandon John Tremblay. Udea Van Buren. Shailene Olive Vander Ehrenbeet. Hope I got that one right. Ella Van Nutagem. Giovanni Veracatu. Nicolette Page Vincent. Burkeen Vernizzi. Tracy Lee Vice Demaray. Caitlin Wheeler. Brianna Weiss. Louise Wernley. Rebecca Wheatley. Darlene White. Rebecca Rosalie Whipfley. Shirley Lynn Woods. Cherry Yee. Sarah Yeski. Thank you.
For those graduates who crossed the stage today, as well as those who were unable to make today's ceremony, I hereby admit you to the convocation of UBC. Congratulations. As Chancellor, it's been my privilege to officiate over today's ceremony. You've all invested a huge amount of time, hard work, determination, perseverance to reach this milestone in your life, your graduation. And you've had a lot of support along the way, and many of those supporters are in the hall today, your family, your friends, your peers. So this would be a great moment to turn around and show your appreciation to those who supported you on this journey. So let's give them a huge round of applause. And how about a huge round of applause as well for the faculty on stage? So having crossed this stage today, you are now members of the Convocation of UBC, and you are in good company. Since UBC first began granting degrees in 1916, generations of students have crossed the stage, just like this one, to receive their degrees, and they've gone on to help build our community and shape our society. As alumni, your relationship with UBC is beginning anew, and you can maintain your voice in the affairs of the university through your elected members of Senate, perhaps by mentoring one of today's students, or by participating in one of the many volunteer activities that UBC hosts both here at home and abroad. And as lifelong learners, of course, you will always be welcome to come back here and take a course or two. Yes, you might want to take a short break before you do that, but you will always be welcome to come back. And I do encourage you to stay involved and be a part of the future of this great institution, because you still have much to offer UBC, just as UBC still has much to offer you. So to Amest, congratulations once again, and please be seated.
We're almost done. Before we close today's ceremony, I'd like to acknowledge all those who contributed to the success of these ceremonies over the last 2 days. First, let me take this opportunity to thank our Chancellor, Lindsay Gordon, for presiding over today's ceremony and all the previous ceremonies this spring. He is joined in this feat of endurance by our President, Santa Ono, and as of today, the total number of ceremonies at both UBC campuses is 34. That is an extraordinary feat. These gentlemen deserve a round of applause. I know we have some elite athletes among the students here, so you can appreciate the endurance that that kind of thing requires. I'd also like to take a brief moment to acknowledge two dear academic colleagues for whom this is their final ceremony in their current roles. And the first is Dr. Miriam Grant, who is our Vice Provost, Dean of the College of Graduate Studies, and she served in that role since 2011. During her tenure, Miriam has realized significant advances in processes and policies here around graduate studies that have laid the groundwork for the thriving culture of postgraduate and postdoctoral studies that we are building here at UBC Okanagan campus. She's been a pioneer in the work here, and we are enormously grateful for what she has achieved. I offer my appreciation as she steps down as of August the 31st and starts her well-deserved administrative leave and will thenceforth be a professor. Miriam, thank you for all that you've done. This is also the final ceremony for Dr. Cynthia Mathison, here as my colleague in her role as Provost and Vice Principal Academic, my wingman. Seriously, Cynthia has been a respected leader at UBC Okanagan since the campus opened in 2005 and is the longest serving member of our leadership team. Much of what you see built here has her initials somewhere on the back of it. A psychology professor with a distinguished academic record, she served in multiple leadership roles, including as Dean of Graduate Studies and Dean of the Irving K. Barber School of Arts and Science from 2010 to 2014. As Provost and Vice Principal, since 2014, she's overseen the strategic development of 5 faculties and the College of Graduate Studies. She has supported teaching and learning through the introduction of new programs and awards, an expanded co-op program to be available to students, all students across the campus. She's a remarkable force. Cynthia has been a wise counsel and friend to me, and I will greatly miss working with her as a member of our leadership team. I should say the fact that she brings chocolate to meetings is a bonus. So anyone who's aspiring to Cynthia's role, make a note. We are delighted and very fortunate that Cynthia will be going back to her teaching and scholarly activities and will be continuing as a professor of psychology. In the interim, I want to offer Cynthia my thanks for 13 years of extraordinary service and for her dedication to the students, faculty, and staff. Please join me in recognizing Miriam and Cynthia as they take their well-earned study leaves. I'd like to thank all the faculty and staff who volunteered to be marshals and ushers, those folks that you see around the room with the sashes that have helped you find your seat and helped in so many other ways to make everything went smoothly. Without their participation, the ceremonies just would not flow. So please join me in recognizing them and everyone who played a role in helping to create a memorable graduation experience for our students and their guests. Thank you. And one last note of thanks to the folks who sit over there and who provide the wonderful music and the inspirational music that I am excited to walk into every time. Thank you all. They are members of the Okanagan. They are the Okanagan Symphony Wind Ensemble, and they're a great band. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, this almost brings our ceremonies to a close. I thank you all for joining us today. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and that you are able to stay and join us for refreshments in the courtyard in the alumni tent. That will be immediately after the ceremony ends. We ask that guests please remain in your seats until the academic processions have left the building. But before we begin the procession, there is one more big moment. Parents, families, please get your cameras ready. This is the photo op you have been waiting for. It is the cap toss, a time-honored tradition, and I think you have been waiting years to do this, and we're going to do it right. And you are going to do it in a way that would befit those of you who understand the mechanics of the human body, who are disciplined. And there are 3 key factors to a successful cap toss. These are synchronization, altitude, and attitude. I suspect that those of you, particularly the human kinetics folks, are all over this. Right. I am expecting to see a lot of altitude here. It's a high ceiling. Go for it. So I will choreograph. And you will follow the instructions, please. We don't want any premature cap tossing. Will the graduates please rise and prepare for the toss? Remove your hats and hold them in your hands, but no tossing yet. In a moment, I will wish you a final congratulation on behalf of the University of British Columbia. And when I say the word Columbia, you will all throw your hats in the air simultaneously. And parents, that word is your cue to start snapping. Are we ready? Okay. Mr. Chancellor, President Ono, dignitaries, friends, and family, Please join me one last time in congratulating the incredible, awesome class of 2018 at the University of British Columbia.